Good afternoon and welcome. Keep Your Hand in Your Skirt podcast. My name is Sabrina Brightstar. I am your host, Keep Your Hand in Your Skirt podcast. Today's topic is an answer to one of your questions. How can I accelerate my spiritual awakening? Or how can I access more of my multidimensional abilities? So I have got an answer of what worked for me. I've also got an answer on when I first had in the beginning, that was a question I asked at the time. I thought it was the Akashic records. That was one of my transitions to be able to start to grasp my multidimensionality. I was still looking for something outside of me to help me. And I heard about the Akashic records and how there's a living library with every answer you can think of. And so you can go into your Akashic records and ask questions. So I used to do it that way until my awareness expanded, until my consciousness was able to digest the concept that we are all one and all the information is inside of us. And it doesn't matter if I call it the Akashic records or if I just know it's my multidimensional aspects that are communicating with me. So before I answer what I did as well as what I heard when I asked myself that question, I have an announcement to make. My grandson was born 11/3/2023, 9:51 p.m. Yay! So he is a Scorpio like me. He has a Cancer rising and a Cancer moon. Ooh, this is going to be a great combination. And those who like human design, he is a 5/1 generator. So I just wanted to share that with you. Also, before I forget, I found out I am supposed to say like and subscribe on these YouTubes and podcasts. I found out that when you use that word like and subscribe, something changes in the algorithms, in particular on YouTube, that then it shows up and it makes it more user-friendly for anyone who is interested in this type of conversations or topics. Okay, so got that done. Okay, would you like to speed up your spiritual awakening? Would you like to access more of your multidimensional abilities? So when I had my spiritual awakening, I noticed I went from no awareness to a lot of things were happening really, really, really quick for me. I was in a mastermind group with 11 other women, 12 other women, and I was noticing, everybody kind of noticed how fast things were going for me. Like once I started my multidimensional, like when I got the download, when I received contact, boom, like things were just unfolding so fast, so quick for me. So that was one of my questions is like, how come I'm with these other people that are interested in having these same abilities, but it's unfolding so fast and so easy for me? Well, the answer I was given is when your multidimensional aspects try to gift you with downloads, right? They're dropping intel in your field, right? They're dropping information, they're dropping data, downloads, whatever you want to call it. And if you receive that and you do nothing with it, then what happens? And they showed me this image of a car. They said if your car, right, is packed full, like imagine everything in your car is so packed full, you can't even open a door without, right? Like things would fall out. You can't open up a window, right? Because it's just so jammed packed. And they showed me when your multidimensional aspects or your higher self or your guides, whatever term you like to use, when they're gifting you with information, if you don't do anything with it, it just starts to get packed. Your space just starts to fill up. And then there's no new space for new downloads to happen. So when you do something, when you act on the information that you're given, and you can act on it in many, many different ways, but for me, I accidentally started recording what was happening. I thought I was making these videos for my own, like a diary, so I could document my own journey, which is true. but I kind of got tricked. Like it was, I'll tell you the story on how that all unfolded a different time. But as a result of making these videos at least once a week, several times a week, sometimes even daily, I was moving all of the energy because I was sharing the story. And even though like it didn't matter if anyone watched the video, my intention wasn't to gather people to watch my journey. My intention was to document the journey for my own personal benefit. But the side effect happened, the result happened is because I was doing something with the downloads. I was doing something with the information I was receiving. So then there was like, imagine back and forth energy can happen. Right? Like, so as I was sharing it, like I was moving the downloads out of my field. And then as I kept doing that, my field, my energetic field started to expand so I could receive more because I wasn't holding on tight, right? I was expressing my downloads. And then my field just keeps getting wider, bigger, broader. Sorry about that. So does that mean you have to start making videos? No, of course not. But when you do receive a download, you do get this intel, you do get this inspired piece of information that lands in your field. And all of us have different ways that information land in our field. But when you get this inspired hit, if you do something with it, it might be you just tell a friend about it. It might be this hit that you want to create a painting. And while you're creating that painting, the frequency of your now moment gets transferred to the canvas or to the paper or whatever you're painting. So you're not wanting to hold your download. You're not wanting to just like, oh, okay, maybe you get this inspired idea, like I should write something, or I should do a poem, or I should make up a song. You get this inspired idea and you're like, yeah, I'll do it later. And you don't do anything with it. Then, right, then your field, your energetic field starts to get full and stuck and stagnant. And that's why the more you respond, the more you react to your inspired hits, the more can come in, the more can go out, the more can come in, the bigger it goes, right? It's kind of like building a muscle. You're able to sustain and hold more and more information. So that's what I was told when I, quote, went into the Akashic records. It's interesting, I recently was listening to Bashar, and Bashar explains spiritual evolution or spiritual growth by his explanation is your higher self, your higher mind, gives you an inspired action. And then if you do nothing with the action, if you do nothing with the idea, the inspired hit, then your higher mind says, I already gave you 5 ideas. You didn't do anything with it. Why should I give you a 6th idea? This is how Bashar explained it, which is very similar to the way the information I received of the car being like so packed. There's no place for a new download to come in, right? And there's no, like if your field is so packed and there's no spots, right? But what is interesting as we're evolving and as we're changing and as we're growing, the hits or the downloads can get better. That's subjective, like what is better, but they can get, for example, like if you go into, whether you call it the Akashic records or just go to talk to your multidimensional self, right? Last time we talked about take 5 minutes every day and ask your multidimensional self, what would you like to show me? If you are doing that inspired action every day, then you're demonstrating you're serious. You're demonstrating you're not just a talker, you're a doer. And in the beginning, maybe all you get when you ask your multidimensional self, what would you like to show me today? Maybe in the beginning, all you get are visuals, or all you get are smells, or maybe all you get is one word. And you don't even know if the one word was from your higher self or it was just your own mind making it up. But you keep doing it. You keep doing it. You're consistent in your practice. You're consistent in gifting yourself 5 minutes a day to ask these questions. Then the information starts to get In this way, better, not that it's better, but clearer. That's a better word. You're right, clearer. The information starts to get clearer. You start to understand it more. You start to get more pieces of the puzzle. So it's not quite such a mystery. It's not so foreign, right? This language of connecting with your multidimensional self becomes familiar and it becomes more clear, and you can gather more information. And it also reminds me of Bashar's formula. What is Bashar's formula for everything? Follow your highest excitement. No, it's act on your highest, what is it? Follow your highest excitement to the best of your ability without attachment to outcome, always knowing it's for your benefit. So in there, I'll try to find it included in the show notes, so it's being said the right way. But in the formula, it's not just like hear your highest excitement, it's follow. That means follow means you do something with your highest excitement. Sitting in your house meditating, yeah, that can be great. It can help raise your vibration. But is that right? Like, we want to do more than just think. When we get these hits, when we get these downloads, we want to have inspired action. We want to follow our highest excitement. Follow indicates action, verb. We're doing something with it. We're releasing it. We're expressing it, right? Because all of these inspired actions hold a frequency. And we're frequency expanders. Oh, I love that word. I've never said that before. We are frequency expanders. Oh, I love, love, love that. So when you receive your hits and your downloads from your multidimensional self, when you do something with it, you are sharing, you are contributing the frequency of your now moment, and you are expanding, you are gifting, you are sharing that with the collective. Even if no one sees what you did, no one needs to know what you're doing. You might get the hit to write a poem, and you write the poem, and maybe you don't share it with anyone. Or maybe in 6 months from now, you're going to be in something's going to unfold, and then you'll be inspired to share it. But the fact that you got the hit to write the poem or write the song, and you didn't hold it tight inside of you, you released it, you put it out there, you expressed it, right? Like, that's the fluidity of this energy, right? Like, in that now moment, you were capturing a frequency and you released it, you expressed it through your poem, through your painting, through your songs, through your dance, through movement, whatever it is that your heart is inspired to do. There's no one right way. Multidimensionality is customized by you, for you, because of you. What? Let me say that again. Your multidimensionality is customized by you, by your higher self, by your broader self, for you, for your small self, for your human self, because of you, for the purpose of you, right? Because if you hold that concept that we are all one, we have different hats that we're wearing, right? So when you're wearing your hat of your multidimensionality, and then you're wearing your hat of your human self, like, there's a collaboration that happens. Why? Why are we here? For the evolution of the experience. So we can experience and remember we are one. And we can have all of these individual separate experiences in order to wake up. You're waking up, everybody's waking up. And what are we waking up to? We're waking up back to our fundamental truth that we are all one. We are all of source, of God, goddess, all that is, all that I am. So that is my answer to the question. I love your questions. Please keep the questions. You can go to sabrinabrightstar.com and leave questions there. You can go to my email address at sabrinabrightstar@gmail.com. You can just leave a comment on these videos or these podcasts. And I love the questions. So thank you for asking. And again, I am so happy I am a new grandmommy.